Hello, it's Megan from Manifesting Me. Thanks for joining me. I write, talk about, and teach manifesting. I have a book available for sale on Amazon.com called The Pocket Guide to Manifesting. It's a quick, easy, fun read to get you manifesting more of what you want in life and less of what you don't, with some wonderful real-life examples and ways to help you visualize how you can bring manifesting to life in your everyday. And I also do one-on-one coaching sessions for those of you who are interested. It's a great way to work on your unique situation, your unique challenges, and find ways of overcoming them so that you can manifest more of the good stuff in life and less of the so-called bad. All that is linked to in the description box of the video for those of you who are interested. So recently a friend sent me an email and she had asked me some really interesting questions in it, and it just immediately I thought, wow, that's a great topic for a video. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I will refer to her email anonymously, but I will refer to bits of it and just kind of talk through what her questions were, because I think there's probably a lot of people, and I've been one of them, who has thought about these things before and wondered, like, yeah, what do I do in this situation? You know, is it a yes for me? Is it a no for me? So in particular, she was saying how she had recently watched a webinar masterclass, and it had lots of great information, as many of them do. And, you know, she said that, she understands that a lot of times the presenters of the master classes, their end goal is to sell stuff, right? So they're inviting you in, and then ultimately they want to sell you coaching, or they want to sell you, a program of some kind, or whatever it is. And, so she thought, like, okay, well, there's so many master classes out there. How do I know if, and a lot of them overlap, right? Even though they say, like, oh, this is a one-of-a-kind technique, this is a whatever. How do you know which masterclass might be for you? The programs that you can sign up for. And how do you know if that's something that you're meant to do? Because there's an element there of coaching, right? And, coaching can be expensive. I've seen people charge thousands and thousands of dollars for coaching. Not everybody does, but I've certainly seen that. And certainly in the metaphysical community, and anybody who's had a little bit of notoriety, seems to blow their prices up quite a bit. Possibly, I don't know if it's a way to regulate demand or what, but whatever the case is, there have been times when I've seen the prices and gone like, whoa, for me, I don't know. I kind of question, how I want to spend my money and what feels right for me. And I encourage everybody to do the same thing. So, back to the question of how do you know if one of those programs is the right one? So my answer for that is do a gut check. Check in and say, like, how does this feel to me? Is this a yes or is this a no? And for anybody who isn't great at checking in with their gut, there's a couple things that you could do to get a better sense of that, because sometimes we get really distracted, we get really busy, we don't really know how to tune into our intuition. A couple quick ways to do it is to take 3 or 4 deep breaths, really deep. Many of us, me included, and I've recently run into this and been reminded by a healthcare practitioner, thank you Gracie for the shake, that I'm a shallow breather, and I think a lot of us probably are. So take a few really deep breaths just to calm the mind down, to calm the body down, and then check in, and it's real quick. Intuition just hits us, not necessarily loudly, but it's clear, and it's usually quick. A quick yes or a quick no. Is this program for me? What do you hear? And it's not thinking about it, overthinking, ruminating on it. Just real quick, yes or no. So the next thing that you can do is you can meditate for a few minutes. Meditate is another way, it clears the mind. It gets rid of some of those distractions of the monkey mind. And then check in again real quick. Is this program for me? You'll hear a yes or a no. And go with that, because our gut knows, our subconscious knows, whatever you want to call it, our intuition. We have the divine wisdom that we need to live wonderful lives, to know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, with whom to do it. And we just have to trust ourselves. And the more we learn to trust ourselves, and the more we learn to tune into our intuition and go for that yes or no, and then act on it, the stronger it becomes, and it becomes a much more natural process. So that's something that I would do if it was me wondering, is this a program for me? And anytime that I've signed up to work with someone who has offered a program or offered coaching or whatever the case is, it doesn't happen often for me. But if I'm listening to someone talk, and I remember specifically I was listening to a Lee Harris podcast, and he was interviewing somebody who did a certain kind of one-on-one coaching, and you could, buy a package. And when I checked out her website and saw that the pricing felt aligned with what I would be willing to pay, I thought, yeah, I'll do that. It was just like I was interested enough, and it was a yes for me, and it all lined up. The pricing lined up. It just all felt right. So that's the other thing, is you might get a yes to, do I want to do a masterclass, or do I want to do a coaching program with this person? And you might be intrigued by it and be feeling a yes, but then when you hear or see the price, it might sucker punch you, and you might go, no. Trust that too. There was a time that I doubted my own inner wisdom and kind of fought against it with my head, because I thought, maybe I need to be more uncomfortable. Like this thing doesn't feel right, but maybe that's just me being stubborn, or me being this, or me being that. I need to grow and expand, and I need to go against the things I'm so used to or comfortable doing. And in the end, I wish I had trusted my initial no, because when that came through, that was my intuition saying, this isn't for you. And my intuition was right, but live and learn. So my friend had said, she made a comment where she said she gets itchy when people make comments like, sometimes you have to go into debt to get out of debt. Oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. I'll say this in terms of manifesting, it's what we believe. If the person who said that believes that in order to live a prosperous life, they first have to live from a place of deficit, then that's true for them. It doesn't have to be true for you, and it doesn't have to be true for me. That's when we go back to, what does my gut say about that? My gut says, that's not right for me. I don't want to get into debt in order to try to learn how to become abundant. So thank you, but no. I honor and respect that that's for that person, for whoever said that coach or whoever was presenting, that might be true for them. That's great. Doesn't have to be true for me. We are, each of us, our own expert on what is right for us. And the more we learn to tune into our own energy, our own vibration, trust our intuition, trust the immediate yes or no we get in a situation, the quicker we will be walking the path of allowing all that is good and right into our world. But I think we fight it. We fight it because we think, well, gosh, they're successful. They must have the answer. And I've talked about this before. To me, that's us giving away our power. Are there times when it's good and right for us to work with somebody who might be able to help us and take us to a new level of understanding, give us insight into our lives that we didn't have before? Yeah, there are definitely times when that's the case. And if you go further and say oneness theory, where we're all connected, so everything that I see around me, including all the people around me, I've manifested them. So they're really just parts of me being reflected back to me. Well, in that case, yeah, if I'm working with a coach, if I choose to work with a coach in that situation, it's because they're reflecting back to me the parts of me that I most need to be in touch with. But that's only if I get that initial yes, this is right for me. We are also, each of us, experts on ourselves. We don't have to give away our power and think, well, gosh, I don't know what I'm doing because my life looks like this right now. And that's not exactly how I want my life to look. And that person there seems to have it all. Maybe they do have it all, maybe they don't. But you don't have to give your power away to anybody. No, none of us does because we are so powerful individually. We have everything we need within us and the ability to manifest all of the answers that we need to create life beyond our fondest dreams. So check in with yourself. Some people work really well with a coach. There have been times in my life where that's been true for me, but it's not an overarching theme. So I tend to be more of an independent thinker and an independent researcher and I'll figure it out myself kind of a person, where I know where to look for the answers, as opposed to having somebody, walk beside me and take me through all of it. And again, everybody has to do what's right for them. So you'll know, am I that person where my life has improved after working with a coach? Yes, no. In this instance, does this feel like a yes situation or a no situation for me? Go with it. Go with it. You know you. You are so wise. You are so powerful. You are magic, and you work with magic, and you spin energy all day, every day. Look at your life. Your life is energy. You've been spinning that energy. So you know what the next right step is. Trust that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, so the last point that I'm just looking at her email right now, and the last thing that she had said was basically was saying, she has a lot of things in life that she wants to manifest. And while she understands that having a little more money might bring those things to her quicker, it doesn't feel like money is the end result that she's after in terms of manifesting. And that is so, so, so wise. And for me, yes, 100% I agree with that, because that's one way of looking. Money is a how. Money is a sneaky, sneaky how that we have been taught to buy into. If you want to live life like this, you need money. And in my book, I wrote about this quite a bit. And I also in talks have had so many examples that I've been able to share with people about times when whatever it was that I was after, money, I didn't need money. I just thought, okay, if we can strip the how something comes to us out of it, take that out of the equation, feel like whatever it is that we want, like we have it now. Live from that space. Feel it, feel it, feel it, visualize it. Whatever it takes for you to get into the feeling space, the vibration of having the thing that you were after, that you want, whatever kind of lifestyle you want, whatever things in life you want. Just feel it for a few seconds and then let the universe bring it in the best way possible. Maybe that's bringing you money, but maybe it's somebody offering you something coming out of the blue. So many things. I remember wanting to go to the West Coast to visit a friend and not having the money at the time to buy a ticket to do so, or not having the excess money at the time to do so, but thinking, it'd be great, it'd be so much fun to visit that friend. And just throwing it out to the universe like that. And then within a few days, somebody that I worked with asked me if I could do a project for them. And in exchange, instead of paying me cash, she said, could we barter and could I give you a plane ticket? Because she happened to be connected with somebody who worked for an airline. So she had access to tickets. And I said, well, yes, we can do that because that is perfect. That is perfect. Or wanting to go on vacation someplace fantastic, right? And thinking like, oh boy, I think I'm going to have to save up my money, right? Because that's the how that we're all so programmed into. I'm going to have to save up my money in order to do that. Or leave it to the universe. I want to take a fabulous vacation to a place I love on water. And I want to be there for a week and it's just fabulous. The accommodations are out of this world. Let the universe deliver it. You might be shocked at how it comes through. Somebody could offer you a place to stay and say, gosh, I need somebody to watch after my place for a week in the summer. Could you do that? I hear these stories from people who leave the hows to the universe. And it just is so much fun and so amazing how manifesting works its way into our life, how the magic of manifesting can work its way into our lives when we let it. So to my friend who had asked, is money the only way that I can get the? Absolutely not. You can manifest everything you want. Let the universe figure out the best delivery mechanism. And then I throw in, for me, because I've, had those situations of living and learning where I say, okay, universe, and allow it to happen in a good and balanced way and in the highest good of all involved. Sometimes I've thrown in, when I'm talking about like, oh, I really want to transform, grow spiritually, grow emotionally, grow mentally, whatever, let it happen in a gentle way. Because there have been moments in my life that I've talked about before on this channel where it didn't happen so gently. And that was a lesson I had to learn. Oh, be intentional, Megan, about it happening in a good and balanced, gentle way. Oh, what about a fun way? I like fun, so you learn for yourself, but do whatever kind of feels right, but just be that intentional with it and let the universe delight you. So those are my answers. I hope for if my friend watches this that those help her to just kind of, I hope I answered her questions. Please let me know if I did not. And if anybody else, has anything that they're curious about and that you want to see a short video on, I would just, drop me an email. You can go to my website, which is linked to in the description box, and you can find a way to contact me there. All right, so for now, I will just sign off and I will wish everybody happy manifesting. Thanks again for joining me. Until next time.